Hello, I'm Eric Schatz. I'm a fourth grade teacher at Manchester Elementary Middle School, and I've been here for about 12 years, and I've taught first grade, second grade, and now I'm in fourth grade. I teach social studies, science, math, and English, or writing and language arts.
And so last week there was a dragon parading around the halls in the school. Well, can you tell us what that was all about?
Sure. The Dragon Parade was the culmination of a celebration for Lunar New Year, which many Asian countries celebrate, and it took place from February 5th until February 12th. It's a 7-day long holiday, and it's a celebration of the lunar cycle, the last lunar cycle before spring comes, and so it's sort of a way of welcoming the spring in. And we celebrated Lunar New Year for one main reason, and that was the fact that we have a 40-foot long Chinese dragon here at MEMS, which came to us from UVM 3 years ago. There was a professor up at UVM in charge of the Asian Studies program who contacted all the teachers in Vermont and asked us to put our names in for a raffle to win this 40-foot long dragon because they wanted to retire the dragon from UVM. And so I put my name in the hat, and lo and behold, we won this long dragon, which was in storage for 3 years before I finally pulled him out and said, let's get this guy out in the public eye, and let's get him down the halls of MEMS and see what happens.
So you didn't have to write an essay or why you wanted it or anything? You just
I just put my name in the hat.
Lucky you got the dragon. Well, it's an awesome looking dragon though. How was it made? Why did they have it?
It's pretty cool. I'm not sure about the history of its construction. I believe it is from China. It's composed of a series of hoops that are tied together with ropes, and the hoops are the skeleton of the dragon, and then the whole thing gets wrapped in this fabric body, which is all satin, green satin and red satin, and it's got scales on it and everything you'd expect to see on a dragon's body. And then there's this head, this massive head with long whiskers that come down, big eyeballs and teeth, and it's quite large and kind of heavy, as you might see in the video of the kids carrying it. The three of the girls who are carrying it are straining a bit towards the end of the parade, but they were really staying strong, and they weren't going to give up. Every time I asked if they needed a break, they weren't going to give up. But
the kids really seem to be having a really good time doing it.
Yeah.
Do you try to bring in these kinds of actual hands-on projects to them often, or?
We do try to do some project-based education when we can and when it seems appropriate. It certainly is exciting for the kids. They do love it. They get very ramped up about doing projects like this, and they were excited to be out in the school and showing this off for everybody.
I also noticed they were learning about different Chinese customs and cultural things and giving out the
little red envelopes.
Yes.
Yeah, those are called hung bao. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but okay. So the first person in line always is the next one to hand out hung bao. Always giving it to a teacher, always handing it to them and wishing them a happy Lunar New Year.
Can I just say Happy New Year? Back to it.
Okay. These little red envelopes are handed out on Chinese New Year, and usually it's adults handing them out to kids instead of kids handing them to adults, which is what we did, but the adults would hand them out to kids, and it would usually have money in them. So we weren't going to hand out money to everybody. We decided to put messages of hope and prosperity and health for the new year in those little red envelopes. And yeah, the kids enjoyed handing those out. That was part of the tradition. Also playing the music, having the little spinning drum that they had, flutes, gongs and drums, all great sounds to have around Chinese New Year with these festivals.
They were very excited. That's one of the things I like about this school is how you put a lot of focus on being good to each other and being kind to each other, and you always notice that when you're walking around the halls.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Is that guys consciously work on that, or it's just because you're nice
Absolutely.
people and you?
Maybe it's a little of both.
Yeah.
We absolutely do try to teach the kids to be kind, and kindness was a theme for one of our all-school meetings. And if you notice walking down the hallways of the school, a lot of the doors have messages of kindness on them. And we've really pushed that this past month. And try to keep that as a cultural thing in our school, to be kind to each other. It's definitely part of our community and our mission, which is to live in a caring and accepting and supportive community by being safe, responsible, and respectful of each other.
So how did the administrators or the people in charge of storage feel about having this giant dragon in the school? Like, where are you keeping it?
It's a good question. It's interesting because the year I won this dragon was also the same year that I blew out my Achilles tendon and was not in school for over a month. And that's
So they
when
were
the
like,
dragon
"Thanks
came.
a lot, Eric."
So yeah, I really stuck them with this big, huge thing to store in school somewhere. But they were really, at the time, Kim Tenner, she was very open to having it, and people were excited to get it. And it just ended up going into storage with all of the other theater arts gear, so it kind of fit right in with all those things, and I don't think anybody thought much of it. I'm sure they noticed it, though, coming down the halls. It should now, I'm hoping anyway, be sort of an icon here at MEMS, and I hope it's around for a while.
So what's your next project with the kids? What did we all have
Next
to look
project
forward?
with the kids, we're learning about the American Revolution.
Oh, that's great.
And we just did a debate, which was another project
nice.
between the Loyalists and the Patriots.
Oh,
That was a lot of
nice.
fun.
Wow. Do the kids have like a real handle on what the differences were?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
That's
They were
really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah. They had some really solid arguments.
Yeah.
And really got into the characters of the historical figures they were
Yeah.
impersonating.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. As far as upcoming projects go, we are going to be doing an arts enrichment project in 4th grade, and we have a new art teacher at school, Ashley Gamalt, and we want to include her in our community. And so we talked to her, myself, Tracy Hughes, and Ashley. We got together and we talked about how can we incorporate the arts into the 4th grade mindset and into the 4th grade curriculum a little bit more. And so we decided we'd do a full day of arts where each one of us would try to take something that we feel artistically good at, and we're going to do 3 different groups with the kids, and they're going to rotate through from the art teacher to Tracy Hughes and then to me. And before the holidays, we made these little handheld video games that are actually based on mechanical, or based on machines, simple machines.
Yeah.
So it's not a real video game. It's a toy, but it's got moving parts. It's got pulleys in it.
That's
And it's got
cool.
a screen that goes by and a little character that moves up and down.
That's really cool.
Really neat. Yeah, they
Yeah.
had a good time with that. We made the whole thing out of recycled materials. You want to hold the mask too?
Let's go.
3 people in there, maybe?
Can me and Gracie swim? I can. I can get.
Okay.
Y'all.
Okay, you got it by yourself? Okay, great. You girls okay? Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. And hey, back choice.
Aspen, go quicker.
Madison, go through